Okay, guys, it's time to have a tough but much needed conversation about playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and other tabletop role-playing games with your friends. So let's talk about finding a good D&D group. I hope you guys are ready. Let's get started. Welcome, adventurers! What's going on, guys? My name is Cody, and this is Taking 20, a channel about all things role-playing games. And today we're diving into a touchy and controversial topic, right? And that is dumping your friends and finding a new D&D group. So before we even get into the meat of this topic, I want to say that I know people are going to be mad and start leaving a bunch of comments like, Cody, you're an idiot, and this guy's giving out awful advice about breaking up friendships. And let me just assure you that I 100% promise that I am not. I am in no shape, form, or fashion advising people to stop gaming with their friends in search of greener pastures, okay? That's not what I'm saying, I promise. I also do not believe, or am telling people, that because their friends might prefer just a different gaming style, that they should just bail out of their games, okay? In fact, I think that people should be more accommodating for play style, and that, you know, in life, in general, the grass is always greener where you water it, okay? I really, really believe that. But what I want to talk about today is really the social concept of being beholden to your friends when it comes to playing Dungeons & Dragons or Starfinder or whatever your particular game of choice is. As you guys know, I have a series that I do occasionally called Call for Aid, where people can submit questions, right, about the game in search of advice on what to do. And far, far more often than not, the questions that I get sent to me in a Facebook message or an email is a social issue and not an issue that they're running into involving actual D&D gameplay. And the kicker is that oftentimes in their initial message, they'll tell me the same thing over and over and over, which is, I tried talking to player X, but I'm still having the same problem. I tried to see if person Y might work with me, but they're still doing the same thing, and I'm not having any fun. What do I do? Okay, I don't want to kick out person Z because they're the boyfriend or the girlfriend of this person, and that will stop our campaign. Cody, help me, what do I do? And when I see these time and time again, to me as an outsider, the answer is obvious. If whatever issue has gotten so bad that you dread playing, then, you know, find another group. If you're at a point where something has gotten so bad, you literally dread playing the game, then, you know, stop playing with people that make you feel like that. Because here's the dirty little secret. It is okay to play Dungeons & Dragons with people that aren't your absolute bestest friends foreverest, okay? Really, that's it. That's the whole secret. And the kicker is that odds are whoever you start playing D&D with, you're probably going to develop an incredible relationship and friendship with as well. And I want to add that it doesn't always have to be some sinking problem in your group that might lead you to expanding your horizons a bit, okay? Perhaps it's simply that you just want more out of the game than what your current group of friends enjoy. Maybe you're at a point where you are really diving headfirst into this hobby and your friends are still completely happy and satisfied with just beer and pretzels D&D, which, by the way, is still one of my absolute favorite ways to play. But the point is that it's okay to be more into a hobby than your friends. If you're buying every book put out and reading every post in the world building subreddit because you're just totally into the hobby and you're enjoying yourself, and you get super pumped up whenever a new UA gets released, and your friends really only show up once a week to drink and tell some jokes and maybe play a little D&D on the side, then it's okay to stretch your wings a bit and try to find a more like-minded group to game with. If you're excited about running a long-term published campaign and your friends really only want to run one-shots because, they have to cancel every other week, then I implore you to consider going out and finding other people that are also excited to play in your long-term Curse of Strahd campaign. Okay, let me give you an analogy because these always go over so well with people. Let's say you and your friends enjoy going out from time to time on the weekend to fish at a local pond, all right? And you guys have done this for years, off and on, but now you're starting to really get into fishing, okay? Maybe you start off by picking up a few magazines and start trying out some new lures, and you even end up buying your very own boat, right? And you want to go try out a new spot that's like an extra 45 minutes away, but your friends, they're just not really excited about the extra travel time, and they'd rather just stay home and do something else. Then wouldn't it be acceptable to go find some other like-minded friends that want to go do those things with you? If you're really into Magic the Gathering and you want to start traveling a bit to compete in a Star City Games $2,000 tournament, but your friends, they really still enjoy the game casually with their starter decks that they've just shoved a few rares in, it's okay to go out and find other people that want to help you play test and try to come up with that next deck that's going to break the format. Even if Cascade almost ruined the game forever. Now guys, I want to be clear here, okay, that I absolutely do not believe that the quality of your Dungeons and Dragons game is more important than your friendships, okay? That is not what I'm saying, I promise. What I'm saying is that if you feel like you're wasting your time when you play because the game you and your friends play isn't what you want because they don't care as much as you do about a particular hobby, whether that's D&D or something else, then maybe it's time to start looking for another group that is closer to the level of gameplay that you are really interested in. One of the hardest things that I had to realize is that my group of buddies wasn't really capable of committing to a game in the way that I wanted. For me, the biggest issue that was really, really frustrating was just simply commitment and had nothing to do with play style at all. I'm a family man, and as such, I was going out of my way to stress to my wife how important it was that if I committed to running a weekly game, that I could really be able to block that time off and give everyone else involved in the game really the courtesy of my full and complete attention. Because, they're busy too. They have families too, and they have other things going on too. So it's just respectful to honor the obligation of sitting down every week at the computer and playing a little D&D if you're going to commit to it. And in order to do that, I worked really hard on my end. My son was still young enough to be a handful for long stretches of time. And, before I just asked my wife to let me put on a surround sound headset and play Dungeons and Dragons for 3 hours every Thursday night, I tried to go above and beyond for her and I spent a lot of time with the family. I gave up video games completely during that time. And, I did a lot of little extra honeydews for her because, that's just what you do when you're a good spouse and partner in a marriage. And as we sat down every week, it became more and more frustrating when people just wouldn't give the same level of commitment, which is completely okay to do, right? It's okay to only be a little bit into the hobby, but what I was looking for and what I was doing all this extra work for was for just a better overall commitment to the game and to sitting down and being involved in this hobby. And eventually I made the hard decision to start looking for a new group. And yes, it took me a while, okay, to find a good group of committed people that were really into the game like me, but in the end, it was completely worth it. And I laughed as hard in those games playing with people from across the country as I did with my buddies. And I developed strong bonds with them. And I shared in awesome memories that turned them into even better friends. And with us being in the golden age of D&D and virtual tabletops like Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, and Power VTT, finding a new group of like-minded people has really never been easier. I'm certainly not advocating that dumping your group of friends for a new magical, amazing D&D group, okay? That's for everybody. But for some of you out there, I'd say to not live in fear of losing what you have at the cost of being open to what might be waiting for you. If you're a player or a dungeon master and you're looking for like-minded people to play with, then I'd invite you to come join us on the Taking 20 community Discord. We have a ton, and I mean a ton, of people that hang out there pretty much 24/7 from Europe, from South America, from Africa, from Australia, and they are always on and always putting games together. And honestly, I'm really stunned at how big this thing is getting. So if you want to get some more games in and just meet some new people, okay? Even if you're still playing in your weekly game with your friends, then I'll put a link down in the description below, okay? You don't have to be a patron to join this. It's completely free for everyone, so come join us. So I want to ask if you guys have had similar experiences, or even if you haven't, okay? Let us know how your current group formed and what you guys think is really the most important thing to putting together a gaming group, okay? Is it play style? Is it being similarly aged? Or is it really just as simple as being committed to the game? I'd love to hear what you guys think. To all of the awesome adventurers out there at welcomeadventures.com who make these videos possible, I want to say thank you guys. You guys are amazing. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you want to support me while snagging some rewards for yourself, head over to welcomeadventures.com where you can grab some rewards for yourself and become your very own adventurer. If this is your first time here and you love role-playing games as much as I do, I'd love to have you subscribe. Every week I'll be putting out new videos on GM tips, player tips, tutorials, and more. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, just hit that subscribe button down below and come join us. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Cody, and may your games be filled with awesome memories and even better friends. I'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah.